Best Top 10 Places to Visit in Michigan. In this video, we're going out the top 10 places you absolutely visit in Michigan. We're talking freshwater coastlines that go on forever, islands with no cars, sand dunes you can actually climb, and cities packed with music history and legit food. This state's got 2 peninsulas and touches 4 out of 5 Great Lakes. That's more coastline than any state except Alaska. Let's go to video. Number 10. Tahquamenon Falls State Park. Up in the Upper Peninsula, you'll find one of the most unique waterfalls east of the Mississippi. The water's got this wild amber-brown color from tannins leached out of cedar trees. Locals straight up call it root beer falls. The upper falls drops nearly 50 feet and spans over 200 feet across. Hike the trail to the lower falls where 5 smaller cascades wrap around an island you can row out to. Come in fall when the leaves turn orange against that brown water. Grab a beer and a pasty at the nearby brewery. Number 9. Holland. Holland brings a slice of the Netherlands right to the shores of Lake Michigan. De Zwaan is the only working Dutch windmill in America you can actually tour. They shipped it over piece by piece. Visit in May for tulip time when over 5 million tulips explode in red, yellow, pink, and purple all over town. Walk the cobblestone streets and pop into shops selling wooden shoes and Dutch pastries. Hit Holland State Park for sandy beaches and that lighthouse on the pier. Sunsets here are absolutely ridiculous. Number 8. Traverse City and Old Mission Peninsula. Traverse City sits on Grand Traverse Bay, and it's the cherry capital of the world. They grow 75% of the country's tart cherries right here. But the wine scene is what's really poppin' now. A cruise up Old Mission Peninsula, where the 45th parallel runs through, same latitude as Bordeaux. Hit the wine trail with 10 wineries all within 25 minutes of each other. Two Lads and Chateau Chantal got those panoramic bay views. Come in fall for harvest season and those ridiculous colors on M22. Number 7. The Henry Ford Museum. Dearborn's got one of the coolest museums in the entire country, and I'm not exaggerating. The Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation is packed with stuff you can't see anywhere else. Sit inside the actual bus where Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat and changed history. Check out the limo JFK was riding in and the chair Lincoln was sitting in. Then hit Greenfield Village, an open-air spot with Edison's actual lab and the Wright brothers' workshop. You can literally stand where history happened. Number 6. Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. Up along Lake Superior, the shoreline turns into something straight outta a fantasy novel. Pictured Rocks is the first national lakeshore in America, and these sandstone cliffs are streaked with mineral stains in shades of orange, green, black, and brown. The water below is that ridiculous Caribbean turquoise you don't expect to find in the Midwest. Hike the Chapel Falls Trail to see a 60-foot waterfall crashing through the forest. Or better yet, get out on a kayak and see those cliffs rising straight up from the water. Number 5. Detroit's cultural scene. Detroit's been through it, but right now the city's buzzing with energy and creativity. Start at the Motown Museum in the actual house where Berry Gordy built an empire. Studio A still looks exactly like it did when Stevie Wonder was laying down tracks. Hit the Detroit Institute of Arts where Diego Rivera's massive murals alone are worth the trip. Grab Detroit-style square pizza with that crispy cheese edge at Buddy's or Louie's. End the night catchin' live music at a jazz club or the Fox Theater. Number 4. Charlevoix's Mushroom Houses. Tucked away in the lakeside town of Charlevoix, there's a collection of houses that look like they were designed by hobbits. Architect Earl Young spent decades building these funky stone cottages with wavy roofs and rounded doors using local boulders and limestone. There are about 30 of them scattered around town. Some people call them mushroom houses, some call them gnome homes. Grab a map and do a self-guided wander around Park Avenue. Just remember people actually live in these things, so be cool and admire from the sidewalk. Number 3. Isle Royale National Park. Isle Royale is one of the least visited national parks in the whole country, and that's exactly what makes it special. This remote island sits way up in northern Lake Superior, and you can only get there by ferry or seaplane. There are no cars, no roads, just wolves, moose, and 165 miles of hiking trails through untouched wilderness. The backpacking here is world-class with campsites right on the water. Paddle a kayak along rocky coves and watch the northern lights dance overhead if you're lucky. Number 2. Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. The dune climb at Sleeping Bear is one of those things you just gotta do to understand. You're standing at the bottom of a massive wall of sand, over 280 feet straight up, and it looks impossible. But you start climbing, and eventually you hit the top and Lake Michigan stretches out blue and endless in front of you. Drive the Pierce-Stocking Scenic Drive and stop at every overlook. The view from number 9 will literally take your breath away. Good Morning America once called this the most beautiful place in America. Number 1. Mackinac Island. Mackinac Island is like stepping into a time machine and coming out in the 1800s. Cars have been banned here since 1898. You get around by horse-drawn carriage, bicycle, or your own 2 feet. The island's famous for fudge, and the smell hits you the second you step off the ferry. Tour Fort Mackinac perched on a bluff overlooking the harbor. Bike the 8-mile loop around the island with Lake Huron sparkling on one side and Victorian cottages on the other. This place is pure magic, and there's nowhere else like it. If you like this type of video, please subscribe the channel and share the video. Thank you for watching.